single airport trick is saving travelers over 500 euros every single flight. And most airlines can't legally stop you from doing it. You've seen the insane prices, you've felt the frustration. But what if there was a back door? A loophole built into the very system airlines use to price their tickets. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how this controversial method works, who's using it to travel the world for a fraction of the cost, and how you can do it safely without breaking any rules. This isn't just about saving a few euros. This is about fundamentally changing the way you book flights forever. But be warned, the airlines are catching on, and they are not happy about it. Airline prices have become completely detached from reality. 900 euros for a 2-hour flight? It's ridiculous. We've all been there, staring at a price that seems to defy logic. You search for a flight on a Tuesday, it's 400 euros. You check again on Wednesday, and suddenly it's 700. Why? The airlines will blame fuel surcharges, demand, and a dozen other vague factors. But the truth is, you're often paying for a complex algorithm designed to extract the maximum amount of money from your wallet. They use dynamic pricing, hidden fees for everything from seat selection to breathing the recycled air, and complex routing that often makes no sense. Saving 500 euros isn't just a discount. For many people, that's the difference between taking a trip and staying home. It's an extra week at your destination, a nicer hotel, or simply money back in your pocket for bills. It's the power to say yes to an experience you thought was out of reach. But a few smart travelers, tired of being taken for a ride, looked at the system not as a set of rules, but as a puzzle to be solved. And they found a way around it. The secret is a brilliantly simple concept known as hidden city ticketing. Don't let the name intimidate you. The idea is incredibly straightforward. You book a flight that has a layover in the city you actually want to visit. But instead of getting on the connecting flight to the final destination, you simply get off the plane at the layover city and walk out of the airport. That's it. You intentionally miss the second leg of your journey. Now, why on earth would this be cheaper? Airline pricing is based on market demand, not distance. A direct flight from, say, Berlin to London might be in high demand, so the airline charges a premium for it, let's say 850 euros. However, a flight from Berlin to Manchester with a layover in London might be a far less popular route. To compete, the airline has to slash the price of that entire journey, maybe down to just 320 euros. The airline system sees a less desirable final destination and prices the whole ticket lower, even though it includes the exact flight you actually want. The hidden city is London, your real destination, which is just a stopover on a cheaper ticket. It's not illegal. You bought a ticket and you have the right to use all of it or just part of it. But make no mistake, airlines absolutely hate it. So how do you actually do this without messing it up? It requires a bit of strategy, but it's easier than you think. First, you need to use the right tools. Standard flight search engines aren't always great for this. You need to look for flight aggregators that specialize in finding these routes, or use the multi-city search function on major booking sites to manually piece together options. Your goal is to find a flight where your true destination is the layover city. For example, if you want to go to Amsterdam, you'll be looking for flights that go through Amsterdam, to a cheaper final destination like Oslo or Copenhagen. The single most important rule is this: you can only ever book one-way flights when using this method. If you book a round trip and skip a leg on the outbound flight, the airline system will automatically cancel your entire remaining itinerary, including your flight home. They consider you a no-show for the second leg, and that voids the rest of your ticket. This is the #1 mistake people make. Always book 2 separate one-way tickets. One for your trip there using the Loophole, and another separate regular ticket for your journey back. Next, you absolutely cannot check in any luggage. Your checked bags are tagged to go to the final destination on the ticket, not the layover city. If you get off in Rome but your bag is on its way to Athens, you're never seeing that suitcase again. This method is strictly for carry-on luggage only. This forces you to pack light and travel efficiently, which is a good habit anyway. Finally, a small pro tip. Once you're on the plane, try to get a seat near the front. This allows you to deplane quickly and exit the airport without getting caught in the rush or drawing any unwanted attention from gate agents who might be trying to hurry passengers onto the next connecting flight. It's about being discreet, efficient, and confident. Let's look at a real-world example that shows the staggering potential. A traveler we'll call Mark, a digital nomad who flies around Europe frequently, needed to get from Lisbon to Paris. A direct last-minute flight was a painful 710 euros, budget-ruining. Instead of accepting it, he searched for Lisbon flights with a Paris layover and found Lisbon-Dublin with a 1-hour stop in Paris for 190 euros. He booked it, landed in Paris, and while other passengers hunted connecting gates, Mark walked out to start his week. He saved 520 euros on that single flight, then used the same hack for Paris-Rome and Rome-Berlin, saving a combined total of over 1,200 euros in 1 month. This isn't just clever. It's David versus Goliath against airline algorithms, squeezing every last cent. Now, before you rush to make a reservation, make sure you are aware of the potential dangers. Although it does not break any laws, it does breach the contract of carriage of the airline. Although they are unable to have you imprisoned, they are able to punish you in a variety of ways. The most common consequence is the cancellation of your frequent flights miles. In the event that you tie your loyalty number to a reservation for a concealed city, the airline has the ability to cancel your whole points total. Your account might be flagged, you could be disqualified from receiving perks or upgrades. Your return on round-trip tickets could be canceled, which would leave you stranded. And in extremely unusual instances, you could be banned from using the service. These are not scare tactics. Rather, they are actual risks that could occur. Recognize that you are working in an ambiguous area. This is the secure and shrewd technique to take advantage of the loophole. To begin, you should only purchase one-way tickets. Doing so avoids the possibility of your return flight being canceled. Second, you should never link your frequent flyer number to these trips. Instead of trying to earn points this way, you should book them as a guest. Third, be discreet. When you arrive at the layover for your flight, simply exit the plane without informing the airline counter. Fourth, before you leave for the airport, you should always check the status of your flight, because reroutes can allow you to avoid the layover that you had planned. Also, make sure to search in a private or anonymous window at all times so that airlines cannot monitor your searches and charge you more. An additional strategy is to combine the airport tax loophole with the hidden city ticketing strategy. German airports typically have higher departure charges than Dublin airports, but departure taxes vary throughout EU airports. A ticket from Paris to New York may cost up to 1,200 euros, whereas the identical journey departing from Dublin could cost up to 900 euros. If you were to book a flight from Paris to Dublin for 40 euros, there would be a significant savings of 150 to 200 euros for a family of 4. On a regular basis, airlines engage in pricing games, which include punishing loyalty, rewarding panic, and generating complexity that is difficult to circumvent. One method in which travelers can take advantage of the intricacy of the situation is by doing so. This is not cheating. Rather, it is just being aware of the system and not paying more than necessary. If this was helpful and you are sick of paying more than you should, please share this and leave an aircraft emoji in the comments section. Please subscribe, as the following video will explain a booking error that will allow you to fly in business class for the same price as economy class.